What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy, the one and only Almighty Anon. Honestly, I'm feeling a little rusty at recording. It's been a whole week, if not a little bit longer than that, since I've made any content in terms of like speaking and whatnot. I got hit really hard with this. I'm guessing it was like a flu. You know, I had a swollen lymph node and a fucking sore throat, and I was running like a 99 point something temperature. So it was bad, and it hit me bad for a few days. I could barely talk or anything, and even now, my throat's still a little fucked up. But I'm feeling to a state where I'm good enough to be able to bring you guys stuff, and during that time, I did take some time to get some scripts written and get some screenshots made and whatnot, so that way I could come back with something in tow. I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy, so I've got a lot of no commentary Final Fantasy content up and everything, and I've got some coming, so hopefully that's something that you guys will enjoy. But anyway, the reason you guys clicked on this video, if you didn't already know, a little while back, they finally dropped a teaser trailer for something that a lot of us were not expecting. You know, when you think about Dragon Ball and you're thinking about the content for it that could be coming out at any time, you might be thinking of more so like Xenoverse 2 DLC or even a Xenoverse 3 announcement or Fighter Z or Breakers or something. You know, even outside of gaming, you could be hearing about like the Moral Arc could finally be getting animated or something along any of those lines. We haven't gotten anything in terms of that for Dragon Ball. Instead, what we got was a teaser trailer for a series that hasn't had any content come out in over 10 years, and that would be the Budokai Tenkaichi series. Now, I'm not going to lie, this teaser inspired me, like, it lit a fire under my fucking ass. I went out, I spent like about $200 collectively on buying myself a silver PS2 with an extra controller and memory cards and da-da-da-da, just so that I could recapture the old days. And let me tell you, I had Mughal come over the day that a day or two after I got the PlayStation, and holy shit, we sat down for like 4 or 5 hours straight and just played the original Dragon Ball Z Budokai. And I bought Budokai Tenkaichi, which I've spent less time on because it pissed me off, and also because I've been addicted to a couple other things on my PS5, so anyway, you guys didn't click on this video to hear me talk about all of that shit. I'm sorry. I'm sinking a lot of time into the intro just because it feels like it's been so long since I've been able to connect to you on a personal level. The reason you clicked on this video is because you saw in big old fucking letters in the title or in the thumbnail or something talking about the roster for this game. And some of you might be like, there's no way they release a roster. You know, all we've gotten so far for the game, and literally all we've gotten, is this little teaser trailer of Goku powering up into Super Saiyan Blue. This isn't a roster that's confirmed. This is my ideal roster. So I'm going to be releasing it in parts because I've got like 100-something characters written down that I'm planning to drop, and I've got explanations. So I'm planning to make this a whole little series about building Budokai Tenkaichi 4 from the ground up in my own image. So for this first video, I'm actually just going to be dropping... They're all characters that are like guarantees. You know, we've seen all of these characters in a ton of Dragon Ball games, at least in the 3D era. We all know that they're going to be in there in one form or another. To put a nice little spin on it, I am doing little intros for each one, so I've put together some nice graphics for you guys to look at that'll pop up on screen as we go. We're running on like 4-ish minutes of recording time now, and I haven't even gotten into the video. So without further ado, let's hop into the video. First up to base is the OG. No Dragon Ball if he ain't there. Son Goku. Our Saiyan raised on Earth is the son of Bardock and Gine, adopted son to Grandpa Gohan, husband to Chi-Chi, and father to Gohan and Goten. When you pick up Goku in Tenkaichi 4, you'll be presented with 5 base variations: Kid, Teen, Adult, GT Kid, and Uzaru. Next up on the lineup, we have the Savage, who's been to the deepest, most dangerous parts of the universe. Rightful heir to the throne, husband to Bulma, father to Trunks and Bulla. It's Prince Vegeta. When you pick Vegeta in Tenkaichi 4, you're going to have 5 base variations: Kid, Arrival, Adult, GT, and Uzaru. Next up, named after his great-grandfather, hailing from the House of Sun, Originally intended to take over as protagonist, we have my personal favorite, Son Gohan. When you pick Gohan in Tenkaichi 4, you'll have 7 base variations, those being Kid, Youth, Teen, Future, Adult, GT, and Uzaru. Last remaining member of the Demon Clan, trainer of the legendary Son Gohan, untouchable in willpower and mental fortitude. Give it up for the strongest Namekian alive, Piccolo! When you select Piccolo in Tenkaichi 4, you'll have 4 base variations to choose from: Demon King, Kid, Z, and Super. Next up, we have the rowdiest of all rascals, the youngest Super Saiyan to ever live, son to Goku and Chi-Chi, brother to Gohan. Give it up to the little prince of the House of Sun, Son Goten. When you pick Goten in Tenkaichi 4, you'll have 3 base variations to choose from: Kid, GT Teen, and Super Teen. Next in line for the throne, son to the Prince of all Saiyans, second youngest Super Saiyan to have ever lived. Put your hands together for the time traveler himself, Trunks. Picking Trunks in Tenkaichi 4 provides 4 base variations: Kid, Z Future, Super Future, and GT. Now we have potentially the rawest dog in all of Dragon Ball, king to all the anime characters, slayer of Android 18 Coochie. Give a war cry for my boy, the one and only Krillin. If you choose Krillin, you'll have 4 base variations: Kid, Teen, Z, and Super. Former thug and assassin associating himself with legends, bringer of Dragon Ball into the meme world and professional baseball player, it's our Wolf Fang Fist himself, Yamcha! Picking Yamcha only provides 3 base variations: Kid, Teen, and Adult. A prodigy of the Crane School of Martial Arts, now master of his own academy, humiliator of Cell. Round of applause for Tien Shinhan. Tien will have 3 base variations, those being Student, Z, and Super. Coming up next, they call him the baddest of all bad, king of his people and general of his own military, the one that can't stop ascending. Consider him the most vile creature to ever exist, Lord Frieza! Frieza will have 4 whole base variations, being his first, second, third, and final forms. Next is the often picked on brother of Kakarot, considered to be a runt. Let's hear it for Raditz. Raditz has 3 base variations, those being Kid, Adult, and Uzaru. Following Raditz, we have the towering brute to Vegeta's squad with facial hair to be jealous of. Let's have it. It's Nappa. Nappa has 2 base variations, those being Z and Uzaru. Designed after Dr. Giro's son, having one purpose and one purpose only, to kill Son Goku, he went against his programming and became the animal lover we all know and love. Bring your hands together for Android 16. 16 does not, in fact, have any base variations. Now, what can we do other than follow him up with this legend? Birthed with the name Lapis, abducted by Dr. Gero and turned into a killing machine, protector to an island of animals in the name of his former partner, it's Android 17. 17 does in fact have 2 variations, Programmed and Park Ranger. Of course, we had to include him on the lineup. It's the time-traveling bio-android comprised of Earth's strongest warriors, hell-bent on achieving perfection, cower in fear of him. Cell! Cell has 3 base variations: imperfect, semi-perfect, and perfect. Child of the soil, servant to Nappa and Vegeta, turn your attention toward the evil Cyberman. Cyberman has no base variations. Next up on the list, resurrected by Babidi's magic, the most chaotic, hungry, and sleepy creature to ever exist. Strong enough to scare the gods. Give it up for a Boo! Boo has 3 base variations: Fat, Super, and Kid. Try not to stare too long at our final competitor, tonight's brightest star, the baddie who married a monk, the beast who put Super Vegeta to shame. She is Android 18, who has no base variations. Keeping the train going on the baddies, we've got the daughter to the world's martial arts champion, wife of an absolute legend, superhero by trade. Put your hands together for the fearless, the vicious, the victorious Videl, who has no base variations. Next up is Namek's Pride, guardian to the Guru. He's a stone-cold focused warrior hailing from planet Namek. Make your way for the notorious, and no bullshit, no nonsense, no. Some may call him a seed of perfection. He's a lean, mean, blue and true fighter. Don't let looks deceive you. Keep an eye out for the cutthroat, cataclysmic Cell Jr. Next, we've got this one who's hard set on following the orders of his creator. He's fast as lightning and strong as thunder. Make some room for the almighty, the anarchist, Android 19. And of course, to follow 19, we have the man himself, hell-bent on the destruction of Goku, the most revered scientist from the Red Ribbon Army. He's the dedicated, the demolitionist, Dr. Gero. After the Doctor, we've got an Acrosian who knows no bounds, a frost demon from the coldest reaches of hell. Second in line for the throne, it's the critical, the crushing Cooler. Following him, it's a literal demon. He'll turn you into stone without hesitation. Hailing from hell, it's the diabolical, the destructive Dabura. Father to 2 of the universe's most feared frost demons, only ever needing his second form to exert his command. He's the killer, the kingly, King Cold. Keeping up with the fathers, he's the father of a superhero, wrangler of a beast that threatened the universe, martial arts champion of the world. He's the heroic, hurtful Hercule. He's a Saiyan who wanted to change the future, traveled back in time just to become the first Super Saiyan. He's the badass, the brutal Bardock. Bardock does in fact have 2 base variations, those being Z and Xeno. Gotta follow up with another badass Saiyan, Any and everyone would call him a legend, the way he learns when he fights. He can shatter the barriers of reality itself. He's the best, the biggest bad Broly, who also has two base variations, those being Z and Super. Keeping up with the B trend, he's one cool cat who needs no introduction. A god of destruction that knows the importance of rest. He's the bona fide belittler, Lord Beerus. Next up, he's the trainer of Universe 7's strongest, wrangler to the most destructive being in the universe. He's the witty, the wise, the whimsical Whis. Following Whis, he's a feline that won't be outclassed by his brother. Angry as all hell and with a bottomless stomach, he's the charming, the crucial Lord Champa. And of course, following Champa, she's the trainer to Universe 6's biggest brat. Calm, cool, and collected, she's the victorious, victimless Vados. Going back in time a bit, he's the gorgeous right hand of Frieza, the zealot with no care for your bullshit. He's the royal, the ruthless Zarbon. Of course, following Zardon, he's the efficient right hand of Frieza, the pinkest warrior you'll ever see on the battlefield. He's the deadly, the dastardly Dodoria. Keeping up with the trend of Namek characters, he's the captain of a super elite team holding an unmatched ability to change bodies. He's the gracious, the one and goddamn only Captain Ginyu. You know we had to follow. He's said to be Ginyu's right-hand man. He's the Ginyu Force's Red Riot, the Red Hot himself, Jace. He may not seem like the brightest warrior of the bunch, but he is an absolute beast on the battlefield. He's ripped, the radical Raccoon. He's here to prove size doesn't equal to power. Hailing from parts unknown and wielding psychedelic powers, he's the godly, the greatest of all time, Goldo! He's so fast you may know him as the Blue Blur. Boasting his speed, he's the fastest member of the Ginyu Force. He's the brutal, the badass, Berter! That, ladies and gentlemen, concludes the first episode to my roster lineup for Tenkaichi 4. I know that this is a bit of a longer video than I've been posting recently. It might be about on par depending on how it comes to after editing. But don't worry, I've got more characters coming. Let's check here. Okay, so my final roster has roughly 119 characters. And today I believe we covered 38. So, don't you worry. I got some more videos coming. I will be explaining what I meant by base variations in another video. But without further ado, I hope you guys had a wonderful night. That's Anon out. Aces.